You've got so many neat things about your brain, but today we're going to focus on this, your imagination. It's really important. And before you say, I'm not that imaginative, hear me out. You are, and you might not realize it. So according to cognitive neuroscience, your brain uses something called higher order imagination to create a model of the world. It is constantly creating, imagining, and predicting what the world is about to be to help you navigate through it. Here's how that works. Say you're about to get up from your chair and go to the kitchen. Your mind uses its predictive imagination in a bunch of different ways here. The first is that you imagine and predict that there is something in the kitchen that's going to satisfy the hunger impulse you just received from your tummy. You remember that you have some pickles in the fridge. Your imagination would have just been cued to see that glass jar of dill pickle goodness right there and waiting for you. Now, it's not actually seeing it in the traditional sense because your butt is still parked in your chair. You're using your imaginal processes to predict that that jar is still there. Well, now it's time to get up and look. So next, your body imagines the floor beneath you. Your feet and body don't exactly know where the floor is yet, but your brain does some quick imagining and adjusts your balance and your muscles and your limb responsiveness to accommodate the fact that you're about to get up out of your chair. And as you're walking into the next room, your brain can't quite see the kitchen yet, but it imagines it's there based on a memory construct you created the last time you went in there. All this to say, your brain's imaginal processing is creating images and predicting what the next 2 to 5 seconds of your life are going to look like. And your brain is doing this all the time. Imagining, predicting, sensing, then moving. Imagining, predicting, sensing, moving over and over. Because this is your mind's default state of orientation throughout the world. So what do you say we get this mechanism to work for us in something like, I don't know, what you're going to try and create for your future, a goal or a trajectory? Hear it a lot, it won't work. I set big goals for myself. I can't imagine a future that looks anything different than this one. I'm just not that imaginative. I can't see myself there, and I suck at goal setting. Well, in this example, you are using your imagination just in the opposite way. You're using your imaginative state to tell yourself that you're not going to reach your goal. Why would you do that? Well, maybe you've set goals in the past and they didn't work out the way that you wanted. And this probably started at a young age. You may have aimed for something and through a series of events and circumstances, you didn't reach your goal. Now here's where a belief would have been created. I'm just no good at reaching my goals. So now anytime you're cued, it's goal setting time. Your brain predicts, I'm not going to reach my goal, and then it literally imagines you not reaching it. So you are using your imagination here, just not in a way that would benefit you long term. So let's turn this habit around and remap the neural pathways so that you can confidently say to yourself, I always reach my goals because I can imagine them, and whatever my mind imagines, it can create. Okay, so take out a journal, take a deep breath. Extra oxygen helps us focus. And write this down. I imagine that by the end of the day, I will have accomplished this task, and I will feel energized having completed it. Now, that task can literally be anything. Maybe it's a proposal to a client to be. Maybe you clean out the gutters and the fridge and any remaining pickles inside. Or maybe you clean out your car. It literally doesn't matter. What does matter here is that you can imagine yourself doing that task. See yourself opening your laptop to write. See yourself grabbing the ladder from the garage or holding the pickle jar victorious. Whatever you cued, remember, you're going to feel energized having achieved that goal. So imagine yourself feeling energized too. What does that feel like to your body? What does it feel like to your mind? Now close your journal. The point of this exercise is that you are using the power of your imaginal mind to predict your future behavior. And again, you do this all day long consciously. So creating from this space is a power move. Athletes and performers and executives do this all the time because they know that it works. And by the way, the more that you strengthen your imaginal mind, the more you strengthen your intuition too. They're tied to the same mechanisms to help you predict and see around corners. I hope you'll try this thought experiment, and I hope it builds momentum in your life to help you achieve anything you want. Because if you can imagine it, and I know you can imagine a lot. Leave comments below about how this worked for you and what you accomplished today. Thank you.